Hello again, my good people. A new day, some kind of old same project. You know, I have an order. Funny. A friend of mine asked me to build him a linear power supply. You know, if you remember, the same schematic like Hiland, 30 volts, 3 amps. You know, having a linear power supply, it's absolutely amazing for audio stuffs, you know, everything involved, preamps, microphone preamps, I'm talking, tone control, equalizers, and everything related to audio, because the noise of this kind of power supply, it's far better than SMPS, you know, the switching power supply. So here I am with the same old board. I don't want to make a fuss about that because you already know this configuration from my previous power supplies tutorials. Here I have the output transistor on a heatsink, of course, and here is the bridge rectifier. I had a toroidal transformer in between my stuffs. I rewound the secondary for a proper 24 volts AC output, but the problem with this kind of doing-yourself stuffs, it's always the cases. What I found, in between my things, I had an ATX old case, or in fact a ATX power supply. I don't use that, you know, it's like maybe 15 years old or something anyway. But I found that somehow with a proper piece of metal, I can use this case for fitting my new power supply. And look here, and it fits perfect. Okay, that's the way. Not only fits in a perfect way, but also I have plenty of space down here, you know, to fit the screws so it doesn't interfere with the bottom. And something else, I have the fan already installed here, and I have the power supply input with a really nice socket, evidently ground to the case. Here will be the front of the case. This thing goes like that in here, okay? And that's the front. Obviously here I'm gonna have an ammeter and voltmeter and all the, you know, voltage, amperage and LED and switch on off and the plugs and everything related to that. It turns to be a really nice case. But the point is that you need to have some mechanical, let's call it mechanical skills, because I had to cut some pieces of metal. This is a VCR top, you know. This was a VCR case. But luckily, with the parts I had for my Dremel clone, I managed to cut very nice all these metal parts, you know, and drilling, cutting and everything, and finally turns to a really nice case. The next step is to have everything here painted in black. I'm gonna use a spray for that. Now let me have the fan and everything else out from the case, because this needs to be painted in black too. That's what I'm gonna do next step. Okay, before sandpaper and painting and anything, we have to make the holes to fit all these elements into the board. This is the board. Oi, come on. Okay, first step it's done. These are the holes. Now we have to sandpaper that and clean it with some alcohol and isopropylic, and then paint. Okay, so the paint job turns beautiful. Look here, very nice. The color, it's absolutely okay. I had these screws here on the front to have a little bit of, how can I say, mechanical look somehow. Let's have some elements in here. So that will be the voltmeter, ammeter. Looks great. Now the voltage potentiometer, the voltage regulated potentiometer. It's a multi-turn one. The next phase is to have all this electronics inside and to have all the connections. But let me do a rehearsal, if I may call it. Yeah, the fan is moving freely. Is it anything here? And of course it is. Like always, bad engineering. And I thought so. The output plug is getting into bridge rectifier. Shouldn't be a problem. We can relocate. I'm almost at the end of the things. That's how it's looking like. Very nice, isn't that? Of course, I still have to put the plugs in here. Everything works like it should. The constant current potentiometer, it's okay. The voltage is going up to 32 volts. It's exactly like into the scenario. All right, let me have some power to these bulbs here. Yeah, like always, when you need it, it's getting broke. All right. Yeah, this needs to be fixed with some super glue and some wire patching there. Everything gets exactly as it should be. I have to implement the temperature sensor and the fan spinning controller, but so far it's working great. This is my ammeter going on 10 amps short circuit test. Okay, stay there. Here we are, 4.16 amps in short, which is, by the way, is great, absolutely great, more than 4 amps. Of course, I will not use that kind of power, but at least I know it's working. The short is getting okay. One last piece of advice: stay away from this cheap fake TL081, which obviously are good for nothing. So buy some good stuff, or like I used, even 741. Okay, that's it for today. I hope it's useful. I hope it's interesting. Remember, you can reuse one of these boxes, you know, the ATX case for fitting your projects inside there. It's looking good. You see, it's painted, and it will last forever. Thank you for now. See you soon. Be creative and, of course, have fun. Bye bye.